I'm feeling a cock-a-hoop over the campaign. I'm over your moon. I'm over my moons. It's fantastic. I think I'm on for a big one. Victory, of course, takes several forms. There's numerical, there's moral, poetic, all those kind of things. But if I get 1 vote, I'm happy. If I get 309, it's a Binface record. If I get 5%, I'll get 500 Earth quid back. I mean, these are huge numbers. And you know what? I'm sure you know this at your PA. I mean, of course, I'm preaching to the choir.
Of course.
But I got 0.2% in Makerfield just 2 months ago against old Andy Burnham. Say I got 5%. Just 5% tonight. How big an increase is that?
Well, is that a win for you?
No,
if
do
you
your
get
maths.
5%?
How big an increase is it?
Oh, I'm not doing maths right now, but
I'll
is
tell you
that
then.
a win? Go on then.
2,500%, which I believe is the biggest swing in British political history in a 2-month period. Hashtag swing bin.
That would be a very impressive swing. But also, Nigel Farage, he said that he's already declared victory. Has that dampened your spirits a bit, or are you still feeling good?
Like I say, victory takes many forms. I ratioed him on social media for starters. And I think I've given people more joy over the last 4 weeks than he has. So I would call that a victory. I mean, has he been invited to be guest judge at the fancy dress competition at the World Conquer Championship? I don't think so. So you tell me what victory looks like.
I don't think he has either. And one thing about Nigel Farage, he said you're a left-wing, BBC comedy writer. He's saying you're part of the establishment. How do you take that?
Well, I don't know where he's getting that. I mean, I'm certainly less BBC than Nigel. I think he's been on Question Time 38 times, if I haven't lost count. I've been on none, which I would say is unfair. So who's the BBC comedian here? And as for the establishment, well, one of us has been an MP, an MEP, the architect of disastrous Brexit, one of the chief politicians in your country for the last 20 years, and is a member, so I understand, of the East India Gentlemen's Club, which does not admit women. I might be, correct me if I'm wrong. So you tell me if that's not the establishment and a lone wolf space warrior with a CFAX fixation is. It's up to you to make your mind up.
And I want to ask you a bit about your campaign. What do you think were the biggest highlights of your policy platform?
Oh, I mean, you're asking me to choose between my bin links there. How could I possibly? All 20 are absolutely meticulously precision engineered. From price capping 99 flake ice creams at 99p, to building at least one affordable house, to filling potholes with copies of the 2024 Labour Manifesto, and of course the pièce de résistance, oil and gas companies to pay for solar panels for everyone. That policy brought to you by Jack, aged 10. It's their planet, not yours, but it's mine.
But maybe one of the criticisms about you is that you're not local to Clacton. You're from Sigma 9. Have you learned a lot about Clacton? Do you think you could represent them?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I understood, based on the previous incumbent, that not being from Clacton was actually how you got elected. So I thought I was following a precedent there, right through the slipstream of the last MP. Initially, I thought the idea to win would be to spend as little time in this constituency as possible. But then I thought, no, it's important I show myself. So I visited several times. I visited a plumbing showroom in a high-vis vest. I had my feet inspected at a podiatry clinic. I thought that the phrase vote with your feet was literal. I got that bit wrong, I'm sorry. But then I interviewed journalists, or they interviewed me, at the Toby Carvery, and I had a walk along the seafront. You can't beat it. Whatever happens in this election, I love Clacton, I love Wheelie, I love St. Osyth, I love Walton on the Naze Tower, you gotta go, and the people are fantastic. So I've learnt a lot either way.
And obviously your big rival here, Nigel Farage, he's got his inquiry ongoing in Parliament. We don't know what's going to happen with that yet, but would you be prepping for perhaps another by-election? Would you come back and stand again?
Well, that's it, isn't it? We're going to find out, isn't it? It could well be that the Clacton by-election, far from being an FA Cup final, is more of a Carabao Cup semi-final, played over 2 legs in the old days, when it was the Coca-Cola or the Worthington or the Milk Cup.